Iwata appears as a beast with an elephant's face and the body of a man with very high boots. She killed the baker, but it is believed that he was still alive when he died.
A couple weeks ago, when I got artificial intelligence to generate some lore for dragons for me so that I could then attempt to design the dragons that it described, that resulted in what's easily gotta be one of my favorite videos I've ever made on this channel. But it also got me thinking that it might be even better for me to get the artificial intelligence to generate some lore for demons instead. Because the descriptions that the artificial intelligence gives is really weird, and when I'm designing demons, I'm usually trying to make them on the more bizarre side of things than other creatures I tend to design on here. It seemed like it could be a perfect fit. Let's see how this goes, shall we? Let's hit like if you want, subscribe if you feel like, but either way, enjoy the show.
Fear can be a debilitating wrench on your life, eating away at your ability to live in peace. But worse still, it can attract to you the hunger of a demon. This creature, this demonic being, is called Ahiaga. It is known as the Deceiver, the Liar, and the Liar. The appearance of this demon is pale white in color with black stripes. It may have the head shape of a bull, but with an enormous muzzle. This head has a large eye at the center of the black stripes, a mouth at the top of the head, and a big red tongue that grows out of the mouth and makes loud noise. On the black-colored shoulders, it has horns, or 2 horns, that are as large as a donkey's. The wings that were attached to its head have fallen off. I have been told of this demon, but I am not able to find anything about it from this internet source, so the following report is based on my own experience and observations. One night, I was walking along the beach in the Gulf of Thailand and saw a woman sleeping on the beach, lying down on a towel. I wanted a little more privacy, so I crouched down into this hole I made with my trousers and looked down at the woman and saw that she was a demon. This was Ahiaga. I was in the shelter of some coconut trees when this demon spoke to me. He said something I could not understand, like something about a little monkey with a green tail, or a little monkey with purple hair. I had to find a way to get away from this demon. So, I started running. There are many temples, and even more streets, but even the streets of this city seem to have their own demons. I had to find a way to get away from this one. After a while, I found a temple and started going through the many steps to go all the way to the back. When I got there, I could hear voices and screams coming from a crowd of people, all fighting with each other. I tried to hide, but was not fast enough, and I suddenly felt Ahiaga's hot breath on my neck. At that moment, I realized that he was holding something around my throat. Oh my god, I tried to get away, but he was stronger, and I realized that it was really a knife around my throat. When I was able to take a deep breath, I remembered that I could speak, which gave me the power and courage to get away from this demon. I then ran, and I could hear the demon chasing me. I could also see that 2 of its hands were holding a pair of walking sticks that were chasing after me. So I got away from the demon who was chasing me. As soon as I realized that I had escaped the demon, people came and told me that they were demons. I then told them everything that had happened, and they gave me a few coins. One of the coins is still in my pocket to this day. I was able to get enough money to take a hotel and buy the boat I needed, and it was one of the better hotels that I have stayed in. And then I left Thailand. The end? This next demon is a particularly horrifying creature for any who have a fear of the unknown. This is because this is a demon that is a cross between a ghoul, a demon, and a lizard. It is a female ghoul and has a long thin tail with glowing red eyes on its end. Her head looks like a gigantic pumpkin. This demon is called the Machumagog, and is described in the Old Tongue as meaning one who possesses an enemy through bread. In its Old Tongue pronunciation, there is a slight emphasis in the second syllable at the end of the word with a ha 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 sound. She hunts those who are poor and lonely. She possesses their bodies and then uses them like a puppet for one evil purpose. That purpose is to bake her victims into the most delectable and nutritious loaf of bread and then eat them. Machumagog was first sighted in 1740 in the town of Kars in the southern United Kingdom. The smell of fresh-baked bread and sweet rich buns was given off by her as she appeared. As soon as the residents of Kars saw the Machumagog, they ran, and they were able to make it back to the town and then to their homes without falling victim to the Crossroads demon and her sweet rich buns. As she is a demon of the breads, the only way they were able to ward her off was by baking their own breads. So, it was a battle of the bakers against the demoness. This began with a single house baker, a shopkeeper who owned a small bakery. He wanted to gain recognition for the quality of his bread, and he felt for this to happen, his best option was to win over the Machumagog. As a tribute to the Machumagog, the poor shopkeeper created a very small special loaf of bread, made all the more special by using a few grains of evil to make the loaf of bread evil. That loaf of bread became known as the dark bread. The Machumagog was presented the dark bread, and when she ate it, she began to dance, and then flew into a rage and became violent. She killed the baker, but it is believed that he was still alive when he died. After that, Machumagog was never seen in the town of Kars again. So, let's have a look at how to summon the Machumagog. Casting the spell Bread of Sin needs one person to cast the spell. That person, the caster, then picks another person to put the power of the bread into. The spellcaster, in this case, creates one loaf of bread at the start. She then chants the following words: Rhyme of baker, spell is a baker, call a demoness, crown of the dark bread. When the spell is over, the bread will begin to bake, creating a very evil-smelling loaf of bread. The evil-smelling loaf of bread makes its way to the destination address, and then Machumagog will appear there, and the powers of the Bread of Sin will begin to take effect. But be warned, bread is a fire that burns and it consumes. The bread does not last forever, and once it is eaten, Machumagog starts to fall into bankruptcy. Once bankrupt, she vanishes. To celebrate, you may then bake a fire-resistant gooseberry pie, similar in many ways to other fire-resistant recipes you may have heard of. But the deep, darkly rich sauce, smoldering crust, hissing and cracking sound of this recipe just screams, "Nee!" The next demon emerges from the sea once every 4 years. This brutish beast is called Iwata, and it dwells on the rock cliffs of a small island near Odaiba. Legend has it that it will attack if it detects the scent of urine, but it is usually content with catching rabbits it finds in the fields. There are accounts of Iwata attacking over 100 sailors at one location due to the sailors releasing their urine when they heard the beast's growl. Iwata appears as a beast with an elephant's face and the body of a man with very high boots. In his right and left hands, he holds large pieces of wood with which he will brutally beat the sea lions and other maritime animals who invade the beaches of Odaiba. Once the sea lions arrive, Iwata will stomp their heads to death, and it will then go on to crush their bones to feed a family of his own that lives underneath the sea. His skin is made from hardened tar, which protects him from the harshness of the sea. He also has a tail similar to that of a scorpion, which can be used as a whip. Iwata's ultimate ability is called Mud of Fury, where Iwata creates dozens of tiny versions of himself from tar, which are armed with shovels and pitchforks. He can use his tar skin boots to jump 20 to 40 meters, and also has the strength to crush boulders and trees with his feet or clubs. He has been known to destroy at least 5 cars with a single blow, and can crush the head of a man with his bare palm. Iwata is a strong but very stupid and uninterested sea demon. He will only attack humans if the humans have an item that smells like human urine, or an animal that will attract his attention, like a flock of birds or a few sea lions. There is nothing he hates more than being out in the open air or having to be naked. This is why he only emerges once every 4 years. During his appearances, the people of Japan are advised to build a gigantic statue of him and put urine on the statue to bring him into the open and away from the ocean. This will make him weak and stupid. Also, if there happen to be any sea lions around, the sea lions will think that the scent of the tar-covered man is like fresh meat and will eat him. But even still, he will return every 4 years for one reason: Hokkaido's famous potatoes. These potatoes are grown near the ocean and they smell like human urine. Iwata always finds them irresistibly yummy, and even when outnumbered by humans, he will not stop coming after them. Finally, Iwata is portrayed by Shigeru Muta in the 1997 film Gamera 3: The Shape of Milk. The next demon is one that specifically preys on physically strong individuals, as it revels in making those who are confident and powerful feel weak. This monstrous creature is called Ichu, a Japanese name that, in colloquial language, means punching or kicking. It is believed that Ichu is a Japanese demon that comes from the same realm as other monsters, like the yokai. This demon hunts athletes, because Ichu believes strength and power come from strength and power in two distinct areas of human life: bodily health and competitive endeavor. In the Japanese mythology, this creature is said to have appeared in Japan between the years of 1346 and 1400, and became associated with the sport of bodybuilding. In fact, this demon's name has been derived from the Japanese word ichibu, meaning athlete. Ichu is one of the easiest demons to recognize. It appears to be about the size of a jockey and has sharp little claws. The most striking thing about Ichu is its head. It is said that people see two different versions of Ichu's head depending on Ichu's mood, that is, how it appears to be feeling. If it is feeling joyful, the demon has a large and cheerful head. If it is angry, it has a small and sad head. Another distinct feature of its appearance is Ichu's two tails. Typically, these tails are thin and whip back and forth aggressively as Ichu tries to intimidate its prey. It also has tiny little horns on its head. A Japanese legend maintains that Ichu was created by Maiko, a professional sumo wrestler, because she wanted to be healthy and strong, and to be a pro wrestler, she had to be strong. This legend may actually be a marketing story by the world's most popular women's sporting sport to stimulate the interest of female fans. Ichu is not the strongest of the Japanese demon type. It can't even defeat a man who does not know how to use swords. And it is certainly not physically stronger than me when I'm wearing a shirt made of real leather or real animal fur. But what it can do is terrify its victims by making them feel powerless by turning their bodies into jelly. Any athlete or bodybuilder who is threatened by Ichu should beat him with their fists, or at least with some punching or kicking combos. A few simple steps to remember: keep punching or kicking, never look away, and lastly, never believe that fighting will actually help you. The fight is won or lost with confidence, not strength. To keep strength and power, to find happiness, and to overcome your weaknesses, those are the true powers that a person who studies Japanese and Buddhism will understand to be the real meaning of the word. Ichu is beaten when you taste the power of human spirit.
Well, the AI definitely didn't disappoint with giving me some weird stuff to work with. I do think that the art turned out a bit better in the AI Dragons episode, but conceptually, I do still think that demons is a better angle for this. By the way, if you want some more creepy and monstrous kinds of demons with less ridiculous backstories, you might want to check out my Phobias as Demons series, where I've taken famous phobias and turned them into demons. Got 4 episodes of that. And of course, if you're new here and you haven't seen the AI Dragons episode, I definitely recommend going to that one. But anyway, I totally think this could end up being a whole series on this channel, so I would love to know what else you'd like me to get generated by the AI. As I said last time, it could be really cool to get it to generate some origin stories for superheroes, or have it write out some dinosaurs for me, or just, I don't know, anything. Give me all your ideas in the comments. But besides that, that's all for today, except of course for ending this video on some kind of positive or uplifting note. And the thought I want to leave people with today is a quote from Ram Dass. Don't compare your path to anybody else's. Your path is unique to you. Love a good simple one. Hope that's helpful to someone out there. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next episode on Friday, which is probably going to be superhero related because Thursday is International Superhero Day. But I haven't decided for sure yet. We'll see. I'll see you there. Goodbye.